Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, but before we get into that, I just want to take a minute and ask you guys to make sure that if you like this type of content, to make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to be notified of any videos I post here on the channel. And if you could do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up, you would be helping the channel out greatly. Anyway, on with the news. The very first thing that I have for you guys is actually from Guilherme Bilinski Art, who is currently in the process of sculpting out the nicest looking Bumpy model that I've ever seen in my entire life. Previously, I would have said the Toy Monster International Captives Bumpy was the best one, but if you look at this image, you could just see that this far and away blows every Bumpy figure out of the water. The detailing is incredibly well done, and just an overall very accurate and gorgeous looking sculpt. Cannot wait to see this one with paint application, and knowing Guilherme Bilinski, it's going to be just jaw-dropping once it is fully finished. If you are interested in kind of trying to get on like that reserve list to get one of these when they are officially released, make sure you check the link in the description, as I will have a link to Guilherme Bilinski Art on Facebook, or you can contact me and I will contact them for you. The next thing we have is actually from Prime 1 Studio, as they are releasing yet another Jurassic Park Velociraptor. This definitely seems to be a favorite of theirs, as they have a ton of them out already at this point, but honestly I think this looks beautiful, and I have actually seen some recent in-hand images of some other people's Prime 1 Studios Velociraptors, and I was very impressed with the overall final product, like I usually am when it comes to Prime 1 Studios. So knowing how good some of the recent JP Raptors have turned out, I would definitely recommend picking this up if you are interested, because I'm certain it's going to be gorgeous when the model is officially in the hands of anyone who purchases it. The overall model has a really cool, very dynamic looking pose for the raptor, and the base looks fantastic, very jungle-like, quite clearly exactly where we would have found the raptors in Jurassic Park. So yet another really awesome model coming from the Prime 1 Studio, as they have produced tons of really nice looking Jurassic models, and I must say probably the best as far as these high quality statues go that any company has produced yet. Prime 1 is definitely leading the charge in the Jurassic Park statue department, and I think this raptor is a pretty good example of why. And then as far as Rebor goes, we have some information on that very interesting raptor statue that they were working on, and you can see quite clearly the one I'm speaking of. Well, they actually have given us some information as to what they would look like, one of which will be the Rebor Oddities Extinction Renaissance Bronze Edition, and then we will also have a Rebor Oddities Extinction Victorian Neoclassical Marble Edition. These will actually be releasing in the second quarter of 2022, so you have some options as far as which route you would like to take for this model, and just a good idea of what they would look like as far as the final product goes. Very cool looking, and definitely something that I feel like many collectors would be interested in. And then we also have an image of one of the paint schemes for the upcoming Saurophagonax from Rebor, and you can see exactly what it looks like. Almost has a Zilla type of a paint scheme to it, kind of. I'm not honestly super huge on this paint scheme. I'm hoping that they release a different paint scheme that's a little more appealing, or maybe I just have to see the entire figure, you know, the full-bodied version. I mean, the sculpt is fantastic, but I feel like the paint scheme is a little iffy, if you ask me. Again, might look better with the full body image, but I'm not super sold on it at this point. But still, I'm really excited in general to get a Saurophagonax figure, even if the paint scheme isn't the best. And then we actually have a little bit of a sneak peek as far as Passion Charger's next work and what they are currently working on, and I cannot stress how excited I actually am about this model, because they are currently working on a Pykenomysaurus, and man, what a cool and very obscure species for them to create. I am really quite honestly shocked. I have never heard of anybody making a model of that species before, so knowing that Passion Charger is behind it, I'm very confident that it'll be amazing and really do the species justice as far as the very first model that I've ever actually seen of the species. And I cannot wait to see how this one turns out as it progresses, because it already looks incredible and we're only in the beginning stages. And then as far as Marco Makes his Rubbersaurs goes, he is actually creating a Triceratops, and look at how insanely beautiful it looks. Right here we have an image kind of showing off the head sculpt and the detailing of the model. It looks beautiful already, as you can see the detailing coming in. Knowing Marco, it's of course incredibly highly detailed. You can see that very easily throughout the image here of the Triceratops, but we also have an image here showing off the fully finished full body sculpt, and it just looks beautiful beyond belief. exactly like a Jurassic Park Triceratops should look. And he also is considering making this one, which is a sick Triceratops. He's not 100% positive exactly how he's going to go the route of the sick Triceratops, but it's definitely up in the air. But this really cool looking, standing, healthy version of the Triceratops is incredibly awesome already, and I'm really excited to see this one get a release from Marco, although we have quite a few Rubbersaurs probably coming before it. I'm just in general excited to know that it is on its way. And then thanks to Marco_memes321 on Instagram, who pointed this out to me, but there is actually another brand new Musee model coming out, and it is a Tupandactylus, and man, is that incredible. Of course, being a Musee model, they always have really flashy but really naturalistic paint schemes on their models. I think that's been a common trend since the beginning of Musee's line. But this might be one of the flashiest and most beautiful models that I've ever seen come from them. They're always so creative with their paint schemes and the way that they actually create them in a very lifelike way. And they actually seem to have two different versions here as we see an alternate paint scheme. I don't know if that means there's going to be two releases as far as this goes. I don't know if it's going to be potentially a resin model. There wasn't really too much information that was given on it quite yet. But what I can tell you is that it is incredible no matter which route they take. And then thanks to Jurassic_Josiah on Instagram, he pointed this information out to me, and that is the fact that we are getting some very interesting Imaginext sets as we have a look as far as the Tyrannosaurus goes of a Tyrannosaurus Indominus set. And it's a very interesting set. I've actually wanted to get a hold of that kind of goofy looking Indominus for quite a little while. I don't know why I haven't purchased one yet. I see it consistently in both Walmart and Target, and I always think that it's kind of adorable and something that I did at some point want to purchase. I just haven't yet, but this set looks very interesting. Very interesting as well would be the choice of color for the Rex, but still pretty cool to see another Camp Cretaceous set getting released. And there's also a set of baby dinosaurs that he has found on Entertainment Earth that is coming from them, which includes, as far as what this description tells us, a baby Parasaurolophus, Stegosaurus, and Raptor. No images so far are associated with the listing, but I'll definitely be intrigued to see them when they do become available. And then as far as Nanmu goes, they teased us with another image of a new product coming. The grand appearance is in October of 2021 as far as this image telling us here, and it also says that it is code 0. There has been a lot of speculation as to what this could be, including the potential of it being like a King Ghidorah, as the 0 could maybe mean Monster Zero, but I don't really know exactly what it is. There's also been some people stating it could be a dragon, it could be a Zilla model. We really don't know, but I'm very intrigued and definitely looking forward to the full reveal in October. Knowing Nanmu, I'm sure whatever it will be beautiful, but at this point I'm almost clueless. And the final thing I have, and as far as Mattel goes, are some really interesting pre-orders that have just arrived on Big Bad Toy Store, and a huge thank you goes out to Dino Mike Mac on Instagram, who was the one that pointed these pre-orders out to me. But they actually have pre-orders up for the Pentaceratops as well as the Roratac Kentrosaurus. They also have some pre-orders up for a few other very anticipated figures, including the Tanistropheus. So I really wanted to get that information out to you guys. Make sure that you head on over to Big Bad Toy Store, get some pre-orders in before they sell out, because the Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders do tend to sell out quite often, and I wanted to make sure that you guys don't miss out on these really cool figures. Of course, I'm sure they'll show up in store, but sometimes it's just easier to kind of solidify your order and solidify your dinosaur entering your collection by getting a pre-order in on Big Bad Toy Store. So I will include a link in the description to Big Bad Toy Store where you can head on over there and pre-order yourself some of these really cool Mattel figures. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.